Hello, everybody. Nice to see you again, or you're seeing me. Today, we're going to talk about how to build a major scale and how you use it in music. Um, so, first off, the major scale is the basis for which most music is created. We're going to learn how to build a major scale today, starting off of any pitch. You've learned your pitch names last time we had a project due, so you guys know all of your pitch names, which is great. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now we're going to learn a couple new words and learn how to make a major scale. Cool. So first thing you need to know is a half step. Yeah? Half step is a note that is directly next to another note on the keyboard without skipping any keys in either direction. Now it's a lot of words, so read it slow and think about what it actually means. Half step. A note that is directly next to another note on the keyboard without skipping any keys in either direction. Cool. So there's basically three parts to that. I'm going to go to GarageBand. You'll see my keyboard right here. I'm going to be working on C3 or around that area. You'll see the notes highlight when I play them. Cool. So you can follow along. So let's look at a D. Yeah. Now, a half step away from D, you can go in either direction, up or down, is one note adjacent to it, so right next to it, right? And that includes all white keys and black keys. So on D, the next note up, half step up, is a D sharp or an E flat. Right? Those are how notes sound when they're half step apart. Cool. So if I went up a half step, I'd go to D sharp. If I went down a half step, I'd go to D flat. Yeah? These notes all have two names, right? So this is D sharp, but it's also E flat, right? The one that's in between D and E. So you go D, D sharp, E, E flat, D. Cool? Same thing going down low, D, D flat, C, C sharp, D. Make sense? Easy as that. Now there's a couple areas of the keyboard where you might have a problem with this. So E sharp, the same name, which is called an enharmonic, is F, right? So E sharp and F are the same note. E, half step up is F, because there's no black key in between it, right? E, E flat, E, F. Cool. So there's these areas right here that you'll have to deal with. C, B, C, C sharp, right? B flat, B, C, B, B flat. Cool. So that's what half steps are. They're directly next to each other. If you went up and down the keyboard, that's all the way through the keyboard at its original setting. You can always bring the octaves up and all that stuff. Yeah, but we'll stay here for now. Awesome. So that's a half step. A whole step is a note that is two half steps away from another note in either direction. Yeah, a note that is two half steps away from another note in either direction. Because a half, two halves equal one whole. So, go back to D. Right? Now, a whole step up from D, you go two half steps up. So 1, 2. Cool? So it goes D to E, D to E. It's not always a letter to a letter, but in this case it is. D to E is a whole step up. Same thing going down. If you're going to go a whole step down, you go half step, one whole. So D, C, D, C. Yeah. Now, you can start on different notes. If I wanted to do a whole step up from D flat, it would be E flat. But what if I wanted to do a whole step up from E flat? I would have to go half step, half step. Yeah, so a whole step away from E flat is F. Cool, So you'll have some of these relationships that you need to learn. E flat to F, E to F sharp, B flat to C, B to C sharp. Cool? Yeah, but those are whole steps. So whole steps will go this way. Yeah? If I did whole steps all the way up the keyboard, it would sound like this. Yeah? Very interesting. Interesting different sounds. Cool. So on to R. Next definition. Roman numerals. This is just what we're going to use to call the numbers. Music is written in Roman numerals a lot of the time, and I want you to learn the Roman numeral system. We're going to use that here. So you're going to label your scale degrees this way. So there are 7 notes in a major scale. You might have heard do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You could be saying, that's 8 things. But do repeats itself. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As a composer, you want to think in Roman numerals instead of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So you're going to replace these syllables with the numbers 1 through 7. They're capitalized in a certain way. I'll explain later in another lesson. But you're going to number them like this. Cool. So your first scale degree is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with a degree sign. To write the degree symbol, spelled wrong, symbol. On a Mac, press Option Shift 8 all at the same time. Cool. That's easy. For now, just follow that. Like, you don't have to wonder why. We'll get to why. But for now, your scale degrees are just 1 through 7. And then if you played a whole scale, like we're going to do right now, we're going to build the major scale off your 1 note. Yeah? With this pattern. So the pattern is you begin on your first letter. And then to go to your second note, you'll do a whole step. So it'd be your first note and then a whole step. So it'd be whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Yeah? We're going to show you the example of the C major scale. And you can build this off any note. So I'm going to show you the example of a C major scale. So follow along with me this time on my screen. My starting note is C, so that's my 1. Yeah? Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. The C scale is the easiest one because it's all white keys. Those half steps that you have, you only have a couple half steps. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. They just fall where there's no black key. So that's why C is the easiest one. And you can keep repeating that. I'll start it down a little lower. Yeah. Now you want to start counting them. Count your numbers out. Instead of going C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, you'll try to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Yeah? Now that's your C scale. I'm going to show you one more that we're going to build that's pretty easy. It's only got 1 black key in it. Let's build an F scale. So you're going to start on an F. Find yourself an F on the keyboard. Yep, let's say we'll start on this F. So if I go F, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Make sense? When I started learning that pattern, the whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, I remembered it like a drum beat. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. I don't know why it clicked in my head like that, but it did, and I've remembered it ever since. So you can remember that if it helps you. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Yeah, but you can do any scale starting on any note, right? You can do a major scale starting on any note. Right? Oops, sorry. Some are easier than others. Some have less black keys. Some have mostly black keys. Yeah? So you're going to want to try to figure out your scales. Now, your project this week is to record yourself playing a major scale that's not C over a drum loop. You can either use a pre-recorded drum loop or make your own. So if you want, you can come over here and find a drum loop. Anyone that you want. I'm going to make my own really quick because it's easier for me to just make one. Cool. Gonna go in, just quantize it, make it all sound good and pretty. Just listen to it, double check. Yeah, good enough. Then you can loop it to whenever. And you can play your major scale as fast or slow as you want to. Cool. And you can play it on whatever sound you want it to be on. So if you want it to be on a guitar, that's fine. The thing you have to do to make it make sense is you have to move this, your key signature, up here where it says C major. This automatically programs itself to C major. You have to change it to whatever scale you're doing. So if I was going to do A flat major, I'd change it to A flat major. Right? Cool. So I'll try one. I'm going to show you in C major, so you have to figure out the other stuff on your own. And I'm going to put on... I'll do it with an oboe. That'll sound great. You can make it sound however you guys want. I'll do it in C major. Oboe plays a little higher usually. Cool. Cool. So you can do it like that. You can give it 2 beats per note like I just did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Or you can do it faster, slower. It doesn't matter as long as you can play the scale. Whatever. As long as you figure out some scales. Cool? So that's how you build your major scale. Practice building major scales. Find a note on anything on here and make major scales. Cool? All right, y'all. Have fun. Enjoy yourselves. And play some major scales. Figure those out. Next time we're going to build on making chords off those major scales. So get familiar with those notes. Have fun.